Hey guys, Mark and Michelle here. As Mark, Michelle, pretty Mark. Um, wanted to shoot a quick video to talk about a friend of ours that we met about 5 months ago, and his story really resonates with us. You know, because we basically have the same story, and we're both going to have the same happy ending. It started out back years ago when him and his family owned a Mexican restaurant, which me and my family owned a Mexican restaurant. And if you ever owned a restaurant, it's a lot of money, a lot of hours, not a lot of money. It was 80 hours a week. You got to be there 7 days a week. You got to be there at night because that's when the customers are coming.
And he took pay cuts so he can pay his employees.
Right. Which that's what our family did too. And he went from there. He was looking at bankruptcy. He was looking at foreclosure. Him and his wife were having problems because of it. And then he found a internet marketing company. It's called iPass and Empower Network, which is that's how we met him, through iPass. I watched his video and I just resonated with him immediately. His story and his excitement about the business, and just the fact that he's a real person. You know, and I had been in some other things where you watch the videos and they weren't real people. They were real people, but they weren't real people. So
So, a couple of months ago, Michael was actually able to retire his wife from her bank job. And let's see, they've been out in Power Network and iPass for a couple of years now.
2 years.
And she was never behind him because she just didn't believe in it. And when finally he was making $30,000, she finally decided, okay, I'll retire now. I can see some proof, and it's continuous.
He had to make like 4 or 5 months in a row.
Yeah, it's consistent. So he retired her. And this month he hit $40,000 a month. Now, I know it sounds ridiculous. I can't even conceive of that. I mean, I would love to see that in my bank account. And we will. We will eventually. But it's internet marketing. When you're doing MLM and network marketing, you are limited to your circle or your city or your area, the area you can reach. Internet marketing reaches the whole world. If there's 2 billion people on Facebook, how many people are actually on the internet? So once you make content, it's out there. It's out there for the whole world to see, and it doesn't go away. So if you make content every single day, it builds up and builds up and builds up momentum, and it just snowballs, and it's a snowball effect. And so that's what happened to Michael. He made $20,000, then $30,000, now $40,000 a month.
All from just being consistent.
All
Every day
consistent.
He worked on his business every day, no matter what.
It's not easy. It's not an easy sit back rich kind of thing. You got to work at it. But if you're consistent and you continually work at it, it's like Dave Ramsey says, you work and you live now so that you can live like no one else later.
Right, you work like no one else now so you can live like no one else later.
Right.
That's
so
what Dave
anyway,
says.
We wanted to share that story with you. Thought it was pretty cool. Have a great day. Peace.
Peace.